We are talking about Picard, Season 2, Episode 2. And oh boy, our theory is still holding strong. In fact, if anything, this episode probably added more confirmation to our amazing theory. And if you haven't seen it yet after this video, you should see that.
Yes, we need to link that in this video.
We will.
Yeah, and listen, guys, if you haven't already subscribed, we really appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, please, when you see this.
Yes, so Shane, all right, set us up, bro.
Picard Season 2, Episode 2. Let me just start by saying I enjoyed the first episode of Picard for Season 2. I enjoyed it, and I was looking forward to seeing the second episode, especially since it left us on a cliffhanger with Q. If you have not seen it yet, guys, there will be spoilers, so heads up. You'll want to pause it here and come back. It's worth watching, I think. So it starts out with, it gets back to Jean-Luc and Q, and Q is not the same guy, Brian. He is a different Q character than we are used to. In fact, he smacks the crap out of Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, he does. He
draws blood.
Straight up pimp slaps him.
He just, unbelievable.
Yeah, hold on. Let's
hit him so hard that for a moment I was like confused and a little bit I was a little bothered in a strange way.
There's that scene.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to see him pimp slap him real quick. Hold on.
But you're far too clever to listen. That said, we're never too old to be students of our own behaviors, Jean-Luc.
I have had enough of your stupid patronizing.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's elder abuse, bro. That is elder abuse.
Yeah. Q is.
Look at his face.
Not playing around. When he said, "Are you not well, Q?" I feel like there's a whole other theory there of what's wrong with Q, and maybe I shouldn't get into it here because maybe I might actually want to make a video about it. But
I know, right? Yeah.
But he's not well. How is a being like Q not well? There's something going on. Q might be risking himself and his own person to help Picard right this wrong.
Yeah, this seems to me more like a Q that's scared, frankly speaking.
He might be running from the Continuum. The Continuum might have locked this dude down, and he escaped one last time to help Picard one last time, and he might be on limited time.
I think maybe even more importantly, maybe the Continuum said, leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe what's happened has affected the Continuum, because time has changed.
Oh, yeah.
So it's possible that what's happened has affected him, just like the Borg Queen is going through this, trying to change things. Perhaps Q is as well.
Yeah, and that Borg Queen, the original one, the one from the first episode, is not the Borg Queen that we're used to. She's clearly either from the far-flung future or some pocket dimension or whatever. She's not the Borg. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm dealing with this long thing. But the Borg that came through that portal are not regular Borg. These are super Borg. These are advanced Borg. So it would make sense. Like, imagine if they're from the future too. What if this one change affects the Continuum and the Borg because humanity isn't so important? And what if that means the Continuum is just some super advanced race from the future?
No. Well, no. I think this is Annie Wershing who's playing the Borg Queen. She is playing the Borg Queen alive at that time in history, so she's not from another dimension.
No. But what about the Borg Queen that comes through that dimension?
Okay, that one right there, that's something different. Like the one that was in the first episode.
Right.
I believe they're the ones who changed time. So I think they're the ones who actually affected this time change.
Why were they trying to sort of paint them as not being the bad guys a little bit?
Well, they did. I mean, they were essentially talking about that they wanted. I think they said peace, right, in that first episode.
No, you see, I don't think they changed time. I think someone else changed time, and the Borg and Q are straw men.
Well, no, not the Borg. Okay, so someone else did change time, but I believe these Borg have something to do with it, because you're right. They're not from our dimension. They have the wrong ship, right?
Yeah,
They're
way more
super
advanced.
powerful,
Right.
right? And way more advanced. So they're obviously not from. It's possible that they're actually maybe Borg from that timeline, right?
From the mirror timeline?
Yeah, maybe possibly they came through. Maybe
No,
they're
they
in
got
some.
wiped out.
Well, maybe they didn't though. Maybe they just think they wiped them out.
Who knows?
But they obviously changed it. And if you look at the
Or
Borg,
what if it's Borg from our timeline, but they're in the future from the Delta Quadrant?
nah, I don't know. Too much guessing there. I do know that what we do know is that they are definitely responsible somehow, because at the moment when Picard is going to blow up the Stargazer, everything changes. Right? The Borg come in peace. We don't know why the Borg came through. They came through. They were using the other ships to create some sort of power. The Queen kept saying, "I need more power." She was trying to accomplish something. She was trying to change time. Right? What else would she have been trying to do? Why did she need more power? You heard her say it in that first episode.
Yeah, I don't know.
So she was doing something in that moment, and it culminated in Picard and everybody being in a different timeline and them being the only ones aware with it. Now, Q does say in episode 2, "I'm not going to let you go through this alone." It's possible that somehow Q was able to bring everybody else into the timeline as well in order to help Picard. I still believe Q is a force of ultimate force of good in helping Picard and not
chaotic
causing
good.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I think is going on there.
Well, I still think the Romulans did it.
Well, I mean, ultimately, I think we're going to find out. I mean, we can only talk about what we know and what they've tipped their hand at. What we know is that the Borg Queen, 100%, every time they mention Q changing time, they cut to the Borg Queen's face and she's got some weird sly smile. So there's obvious that she knows more about it than she's giving away. They gave some sort of excuse, or 7 of 9 said something to the effect of, the Borg Queen is sensitive to time or something like that. It's almost like Guinan in a way, who's aware of other realities.
She has she has some kind of chronometer or something in her head,
right?
And she's able to she's remembering the original timeline and her time and the new timeline,
which is weird. But
I mean, if Guinan's people can do it, what if that was an inherent ability in? Oh crap! What if the Borg Queen is an Elorian or whatever?
Dude, you need to stop. Your brain is always looking for new new ideas.
I can't control it, man. Think about it. What if part of her, what makes her so good at being a Borg Queen, is her inherent abilities as the native that she assimilated?
Okay, yeah, I got by that.
This skull, by the way, the Borg, is so damn cool. Because look at the way, the ocular implant. We always thought it was on top of their head. No, it's part of their skull, dude. Look at that.
Yeah, no, it was. Well, we always knew it was attached to their skull, right?
Well, yeah, but I didn't know it was it's fused with the bone in their head, which makes removing
sense.
The implants. It makes sense that removing the implants are so hard in the future because it's part of their bone. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a good point. So
cool.
Yeah, let's talk about some of that walking up to it. So all of we walk in and Q shows Picard. He's got all these heads on the table.
Yeah.
And
look at them
this
all.
is one of the things I love about Star Trek right now, and with Picard especially. And I know there's a lot of people out there, who didn't like season 1 and are still pretty mad about Star Trek, the whole thing. And so they're going to push back against this. But the fact that we get the heads of Gul Dukat there.
Gul Dukat, is that his name?
Yeah. Gul Dukat.
Yeah, and he shot him in the head. How cool is that?
From Deep Space Nine, right? Character. And then he also killed, if you go forward a little bit more, he also killed Sarek, Spock's dad.
Yes, but I love the way he killed. They still gave respect to Gul Dukat because they said he didn't go out down without a fight. In this timeline, he's the reason you have an android body.
That's true. So
I was
Gul
like,
Dukat,
yeah.
yeah. So he managed to kill Picard.
That means Gal Gadot. That means he's such a badass that they wanted to make sure you knew that he's still a badass even in this timeline.
Right. No, that's hilarious.
Yeah, he killed Sarek.
Yeah, he killed Sarek in front of his wife and his kid. I'm guessing. It seemed weird, but I guess that's Spock. So I don't know how it's possible. Spock, I guess. Well, Spock is alive while Picard's alive. So
Is Sarek still alive? Wait a minute.
he says he killed him.
Oh yeah, so Sarek was alive
He was alive during Next Gen.
during Next Gen.
Yeah.
So they killed him. I mean, it could have been a different kid.
Besides Michael Burnham, how many kids does Sarek
It was a
have?
long time. He could have had a different kid.
Well, I want to believe it was Spock. How about that? Because there's no Federation, right? What does Spock do if there's no Federation? He becomes part of the Vulcan Science Council.
Right, it's true. Oh yeah, maybe, yeah.
So okay, so they're at war with the Vulcans, and then he mentioned General Martok for the Klingons as well. They just did a really good job of bringing in our core member berries that we need from time to time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it should have been that one Klingon for the Empire. I forgot his name.
And then as you go forward, of course, Picard finds out, and this is the good thing about our theory video is we theorized that Picard was the leader of this mirror universe. Remember?
Right.
And it turns out he is sorta. He's at least the general, the guy who does all the killing.
Well, he's leader of the military. Yeah.
But the actual leader is, of course, Annika, 7 of 9,
Which is perfect.
which she's the president. And I got to tell you, she plays it just like 7 of 9 would play it. She's quick to pick up on what's going on. She's quick to integrate herself into it. And I love that Picard is using her character properly, at least in that sense. You know, she's acting like 7 of 9 would act as we know her.
Yeah.
Instead of, this new Trek version of 7 of 9 where she would be a lot different. Like maybe, she's a lesbian now or something. But, which is something that we're not really focusing on, but is there. But so they're utilizing her properly. She's smart. I love how she does this. She's like, brain check, smell check, pain check. That's the first thing you would do if she's so trained to be, to actively figure things out. It's like she made sure she wasn't in a dream or wasn't in some sort of
making sure she can read, she can write. Oh yeah.
Right.
All the things that would indicate you were in a dream or not.
Yeah. And I thought that was really cool. They did that. She finds out like immediately she's married to this, dude, and she's the president of the Confederation, not the Federation. And she got this huge speech, and then they find out there's, they're basically killing off the final the Borg Queen today on what was this day called?
Oh man.
Kill off everyone day.
Kill everybody. It was called. Man.
It's okay. It's okay.
Like it's like genocide.
It's a word like
or
that.
Something like that.
Yeah, genocide day or
forgot the
something.
name.
So they go through and of course they start connecting with each other. Rafi and Elnor are in I think Okinawa is where they're at, and they happen to be close to each other, so they connect. And then Rios manages to connect with 7, and they all just start slowly coming together.
Oh yeah, so she asked if she asked for an update from the field, and you like that little member berry when they're like, yeah, you want to talk to General Sisko?
Yes, I thought that was cool.
And she was like, no, I want to talk to this guy, Rios.
I like that about this show, and I know some critics will be like, oh, that's it's critics say that's not a good thing, but as a fan, I believe it's a good thing to have these recalls. Picard talks about.
I don't understand why not. Why not throw names and stuff in there that are familiar? I don't understand why you wouldn't.
Critics, for some reason, feel like it's lazy, and they want new, different, not the same. As fans, we want.
You can't have member berries. You can't have it exactly like it was Like I'm the last person to defend. Excuse me, my wife doesn't doing a show, but she just doesn't care apparently. Um, you can't both have the same show that you wanted and have all these new stuff, because
Right.
when you get nothing but new stuff, you get Discovery and all of its lazy writing.
Right.
You know,
Well, which now they've figured out you got to go back and get the old stuff, which they've done.
right, which we're trying to do, and they're not doing it successfully.
Right.
And again, I'm not defending that show whatsoever. I'm saying that you got to have a little more leeway. It's okay to have member berries, guys. It's okay. This is the future. It's literally in the future, and these characters still exist, and they were big parts of the past. So they are explaining now how they operated in this timeline, and it's completely it works. I don't know.
I mean, they even mentioned Kirk, basically going back in time with the Enterprise, which he went back with the Enterprise, and he also went back in a Klingon ship, Bird of Prey.
Yes, but
So-
I love that part because in our theory video, when people were like, "Why would they have to slingshot? Why would they need the Borg Queen if they were going to slingshot? All you need is a rusty a Bird of Prey." And I remember reading all these comments. I had the same thing. I'm like, you know what? They got a good point. And then we watched this, and it's like, you need someone to hypercalculate the. I'm like, oh, that's why. Okay.
Yeah.
You need someone to
Kirk
hypercalculate the jump, and they
Yeah.
had Spock, and that's why it
Kirk
worked
had
for
Spock.
them.
Right. Yeah. Kirk had Spock, and now they've got the Borg Queen to do it.
Yeah, a human computer or whatever, right?
You're right. Exactly.
Yeah,
So it's
I can't wait to go back after this video to all those comments. Check it out, guys.
and be like, hey, what's up? What's up? And of course, it's all it's they're not being mean or anything, but so basically they get together. The Borg Queen's there. We learn a bunch of stuff. They realize they got to go back to 2024. Apparently, the Borg Queen was able to specifically figure out the year and what happened, which I find that. I mean, I guess you got to have somebody do it.
I know she didn't know exactly what happened. She said the year and where it's at, right?
In Los Angeles, yeah.
Right. I like how it took her some time to figure it out too. And she said there's a watcher at that time, which if the show if this season goes off the rails, I think it'll be with the watcher.
Or it'll start there if it does.
It'll start there if it goes off the rails. Yeah.
Yeah, and go ahead and explain why that is. Because we saw the Watcher in the preview, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
the white eyes.
the white eyes. That's the watcher.
Okay.
So, I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the watcher. So if that is the watcher, because also during one of the roundup interviews that we watched, they were talking about the watcher and they showed a clip of him. That's the watcher. So the guy with the white eyes is the watcher, and he or she or it or whatever can inhabit a bunch of people's bodies. But the tell when he does so is that it's white eyes. And if you know anything about Marvel Comics and where Marvel's going with Doctor Strange, is there's watchers in Marvel. And the watchers have the same white eyes. And they sort of the same
What does a
thing.
Watcher do?
They watch over the sacred timeline.
Oh, okay. So the Watcher. Okay, I got it. But we've never been introduced to this before in Star Trek.
They can't actually interact. They can't actually help things. They can't change things. They're like recorders of time.
Okay, but we've never run into this before in Star Trek that I'm aware of.
Yeah, that would be a new thing.
So this is going to be a new thing, and when you have new things, that's when things can go wrong. So
That's why I said that. Yeah.
yeah, so when we get there, that'll be a good time to reassess the show and find out, because so far we've got 2 really good episodes. Jean-Luc Picard is not getting pushed around. He's a part of the main action and plot.
I mean, he did get pimp slapped by Q.
Right, but the character.
But that's Q.
Right. If you notice in season 1, it felt like they were just like carrying him around like baggage.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There was a comment on one of our videos where it's like, I heard the CGI budget's out of control because they have to keep airbrushing out Picard's walker.
That's great. I mean, so he's showing moments of strength. He had to speak in public. He had to act like his, terrible doppelganger, right, or terrible other self.
Right.
And it leads to a whole other question of, this is what I thought about, is if he is so evil in this alternate timeline, Like, what must have happened to him as a character to make it okay for him to just like kill everything? You know, like how far removed must his, because when you look at his Romulan Laris, they talk about her and her husband. I guess he killed them too.
Right.
Right. And so they're not evil, so it's like, what happened to, to make it okay? I guess when the world is okay with people just killing and maiming, I guess you just go with it.
Well, I don't think that just because Picard killed Gal Dukat, doesn't mean. Sorry, damn it. Doesn't mean Gal Dukat was good. It just means that Picard was a badder foe, right?
Yeah, but he cut Sarek's head off, bro.
Well, so Sarek, we know that Sarek was good, but I'm not saying Romulans are good. I'm saying that I think that Picard, if it's not human, it's dead. I don't think it wasn't.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't think it was like, oh, I'm gonna kill and enslave these people because of their if they're good or bad or the ideology. No, like it's if they're human or not. That was period. At the end, it was human strength. That's what the whole thing's about, right?
No, you're right.
I agree. Human strength. I can say that. No one can get mad at me because
everybody's a human.
No, everyone's a human. Human
As far as we
strength
know.
all day long.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll talk more about like
I'm not a species because there is the only one species here.
species.
Species.
We'll talk about at the end of this thing. Let's talk about what we think they're trying to say in Picard.
I got a Facebook message with from one of my buddies. It's like, hey, I just watched Picard. Is it weird that I like the new timeline?
Oh my God.
He's like, is it racist of me to like the new timeline? I'm like, how can it be racist of you, bro? You're human.
It would be, what would be the right word for that? Like, I don't know. I guess he would be
Speciest.
He would be speciest, right?
Species. Hey, by the way, I sort of like Abigail's. I don't know, whatever her name is, the murderer chick from last season.
Okay, so I'm so glad you said that. This is exactly where I was going next. Okay,
Yeah.
so you liked her a little bit, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, they did this on purpose.
Okay.
I wanted to find out who, and in the comments, I want you guys to tell me if you like Dr. Girardi. Okay, because they did this on purpose. They made her more aloof, more sarcastic. They completely renovated her character because she was so unlikable at the end of season 1. They knew they couldn't keep her unless they completely changed her. And now you got this character that really don't give a crap about anything. And her
it's
part
like she's
was
always
funny.
half in the bag, right?
Yeah, and her part was funny. The interaction with Seven and her new husband, and that whole thing was actually pretty good.
And she coded a little AI kitty cat. I think it's
Right.
hilarious.
And her conversation. So her character is definitely spitballing. They're spinning up this romance with Rios, which they'd already teased it during season 1, but it looks like it's definitely going there.
Yeah.
But so you
she
like
was
her?
so unlikable at the end of last season. She was almost as unlikable as someone who wouldn't subscribe to this channel. What you should do right now, go subscribe to that channel and hit the like button on your way out. All right,
Yes,
moving
thank you.
on.
Thank
You
you
know
very
why? I meant to do that at the top of this and I forgot. So,
Oh, all right.
Yeah, subscribe.
Okay. So basically what we leave off with here. So they're basically supposed to execute. Picard's supposed to execute the Borg Queen. Rios and Girardi aren't able to figure out how to beam everybody up in time, and so Picard actually starts opening fire on the other people there.
Yeah.
Elnor sliced people's necks, bro. I mean, I was like, this was so not Star Trek-y.
You know what was funny is last episode had all these conversations online with people. They were like, "Hey, Elnor went from like this guy who was like cutting people's heads off to like being in Starfleet like overnight." And like, how did his character change so much? And then the next episode, he's like, immediately cutting people off.
He's like, oh.
They're showing you Elnor didn't change. I think he put his sword away when he joined Starfleet.
Yes. Yeah.
Now there's no reason for him not to have a sword.
Well, I'm so glad they did that because I was starting to think of him as a helpless child.
Right.
They were painting him almost like, he is younger. He's under Rafi's kind of tutelage. But I needed him to open up a can of whoop ass so I could remember the character he's supposed to be, and not just some kid getting drug along who's terrified.
Right. By
And
the
so
way,
that
I
was actually
still
the-
think swords are stupid in Star Trek.
Look,
Sorry.
I can deal with one sword. Give me one or two. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Okay. If this guy has a sword,
So
and a-
Sulu would think differently about what you just said.
no,
by the
I'm
way.
gonna tell you why. Okay. No. Sulu didn't exclusively fight with a sword.
Only when he was crazy, bro.
No, he was he was a swordsman. That was his like hobby. He was into it.
Right.
Yeah, but there are characters in Discovery who exclusively fight with a sword in a world of shields and phasers and
Yes.
spaceships.
And we know that's dumb, but since we know Elnor is essentially a monk, we can kind of forgive it.
I can kind of forgive it because I feel like Eleanor wouldn't have a problem picking up a phaser. I think that's just his
Right.
weapon of choice right now.
Yeah, no, he's just really, it's how he learned, I guess.
Right. I'm okay
Um,
with it. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I'm okay with him having a sword. At some point, I hope that he has no problem with a phaser because that is realistic.
Yeah, no, you're in this age, if you can't fire a phaser, you're in trouble.
I hate it so. I hated that part in Discovery so much. I still
gonna
can't,
get-
I can't get over it.
You're going to get Indiana Jones, bro.
Can't get over that one chick beams upon her ship, takes out an entire ship with a sword.
I don't even want to talk about it. Why are you
So
trying to make me
dumb.
mad?
It's
Why are you
so
trying to make
dumb.
me mad?
It's so dumb that one character can incapacitate trained Starfleet officers. They have phasers, and she has a sword. And she didn't even take them by surprise. She warned them first.
She told them she was going to do it. Right.
Yeah, she told them what she was going to do. At
Yeah.
that exact moment, I'm like, wide beam phaser, boom, you're dead. All right,
Well,
it wouldn't even be a question. Jeez.
The suspense of the movies, you know. But so basically, I like that Picard doesn't just get shuffled off again. He basically starts the fight, you know, and he starts phasering people, so they can fight their way out, and then they get beamed out. So that's a better version of Picard than season 1. And of course, they end up now on Rios's old ship, the La Serena.
And where is the Borg Queen connected to?
Well, the engineering section. That's right.
Like
That's what we
our
said.
theory video said?
Yeah, that's
The
true.
first thing they would do is hook the Borg Queen up to the engineering section so she can help them time travel?
We did say that.
And then
We
make
did.
the jump around the sun?
Because that's realistic. Yeah.
All the doubters. All the doubters. Literally, the first thing they did was get out of the engineering section.
That was like the first move. So they're there, and now of course they've alerted everybody, and now they're going to be chased. We're going to see in episode 3, some Earth ships are going to try to take the La Serena out before it does a.
Hey Shane, you know
Digress.
what's still less realistic than hooking up a Borg to a ship and then slingshotting around the sun?
What?
An anti-singularity drive that powers a spaceship that
That's-
accidentally creates chronotons and randomly time jumps you to places. The fact that any species would think that was a good idea to use that kind of technology.
Romulans, man, Romulans.
And then Discovery going like, you know what? That was so dumb. We're just not even going to talk about it.
We're not even. They were probably wise to do so.
Although, if they had never done like it causes chronoton buildup. If they didn't do the chronoton nonsense and it was just like a way to power the ship, it'd be fine. Right? I mean, it's still
Yeah.
ridiculous that you're harnessing a sun basically. All right, that's what it is, a singularity. You're like, oh god.
You know what's funny from this episode? You remember Spot 73, which is one of those robotic guys or computers?
Yeah.
That was voiced by Patton Oswalt.
Oh yes. Wait a minute. Brent Spiner's voice is also in this show.
Is it in this episode?
Yes, I actually had to rewind it like 15 times. I'll tell you exactly what he said. Brent Spiner's voice, right when they were introducing the Confederation front, when he was flying in, it was his voice in the background saying, "A safe galaxy is a human galaxy."
No way. Was it really?
In Data's voice.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I didn't see that.
It was Brent Spiner's voice for sure. It was his. So he has, and you know what? He's in the show. He probably has something to do with the eugenics and all that nonsense.
Oh, for sure. Go watch the video. Yeah.
So imagine if his voice is saying that because he at some point was important in the past.
Oh, okay.
And that's
But
why
not Data. Not Data. Soon.
No, soon, not Data.
Yeah.
Soon was important in the past, and in maybe perfecting the treatment, and that's why these humans are so strong, and they can like take the Gal Dukat out and cut off Sarek's head and whatever.
Okay.
All I'm saying is, watch our theory video. Watch the theory video.
We're pitching it up. Okay.
I can't get enough of that because, like, the second I heard his voice, I'm like, oh my God, he's not just like a random character. He's important to this timeline. And they had his voice in the background
For a reason.
just enough so that the hardcore trekkers are like, oh my God, it's Brent Spiner. Normal people aren't recognizing that voice.
That's true.
I had to turn the volume up and rewind it 15 times. That was Brent Spiner.
Okay. Well, let's talk about what we think this symbolism is for this. Because, you know, because of the society and the culture that we have right now, everything seems to be split by politics. And I think there are people who are going to try to say that Picard season 2 is trying to run an agenda. And I think probably to some degree that would be, you know, probably the truth in some way. But what I found interesting is that I see a future like this as possible because of social media. So you notice how like hardcore it is, and you're either on my side or you're on no side,
right?
And you notice how people in our society right now are kind of, you know, picking a side, and then they're saying so stringent in their side that they can't. There's no working together.
Yeah,
I could see a future where that just continued and it became more militant and more terrible. And as a result, you ended up with a
you see,
despotic future.
You see that can't happen though.
Okay.
Let me explain why. So you always need two sides of the argument because the two sides are holding each other up like this.
Uh-huh.
And let's say you have the right and the left, or if you're watching online, right, left, right? Well, the right and left have different ideologies, and they're holding each other up, right? Them pushing against each other is what keeps the house of cards from falling down. If one starts to overturn the other too much, then the house of cards crumbles because its support is based on the other's opposition.
Well, that's an interesting theory. I'm not sure how
it's been for 150 years.
I'm not sure how the Nazis would feel about that, but
but yeah. So the Nazis fell for a reason, though. Like they failed for a reason. They tried to push their way over the top, and the whole world blew them up.
Right. But as far as I guess what I'm trying to say is, I can see us becoming more. I can see us becoming more. What's the right word? Brave, more willing to just kind of do things that are unacceptable. You know, the whole idea in Picard was that, or in this episode we saw, or in this world that's been created, is that people have no problem just saying whatever they want to say without worrying about what other people think or feel.
Sure.
And I think there's a part of that in society. So maybe not only is, you know, yes, we have destroyed our planet because of whatever, you know, because we didn't take care of it. Yeah. And or maybe because
Q said that, he goes, you guys are just it's living on life support. Can we go back then? And can you tell us how we fixed that in the other timeline? Because he didn't say how. He said because of your arrogance, you didn't fix your climate issues, and now you have your. Okay, well, I get it. Okay, so how do we fix it?
Right. Everybody bought a Tesla, bro. That's
because there was still a World War III with nuclear weapons. Right. So how do we fix it?
I don't know.
If the climate, the most extreme of the climate changers often say we only have 10 more years, bro. Well, in Star Trek times, 100 years went by where we kept nuking the planet and nothing happened. So
yeah, 10 years. Yeah, 10 years is a lie. So they keep doing that on purpose. So
Yeah,
I don't want to get
10
into
years.
that.
Well,
I don't want to get into that here.
15 years has passed, bro. So what's another 10 years?
Yeah, they do that.
100
They
years?
they keep moving the goal.
And I sort of know why too, because like if they said, well, in 100 years the planet's gonna
Nobody
be
would care.
screwed, we'd be like, well, I'm not going to be dead, so I don't care.
Right.
Maybe
let's
that's
go
why.
over here.
Maybe it's that.
Let's go over here to the chat and see what people are saying.
Yeah.
Let's go back here and we got some good conversation going on over here.
Okay.
Let's see. Anyone else want a Captain Rio show? PJ from Orville Nation.
Hold up, you
Dude.
guys start at the top, I think, right? You start at the top.
Well, I mean, we kind of did. I mean, so thank you, Archmage, for telling us that it was Eradication Day.
yes,
Yes. So that was cool.
Eradication Day.
I guess there is some more. So my bad. Okay, let's go back up here.
Shane's not used to this much conversation, or
Honestly, we haven't had this much, and we're really grateful for it because we don't usually have to go back up so far. Let's see. Let's grab a couple of these.
See, PJ said, I think Brian's right. The Continuum might come after Q for helping Picard. What's up?
It's funny how you grab the one where he says you're right.
I'm just saying, PJ's a really smart guy. We both know that. So,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Q is simply Doctor Strange. They're gonna. Oh my God! It's gonna merge into the Marvel universe.
Oh, that's awesome. Says Rainn Wilson was damn awesome in Super with Elliot Page. Ironically, the one artist that Weird Al couldn't get permission was the artist formerly known as Prince. That's right. Prince would not allow Weird Al to do his music. Which I think Prince will look back. Well, he's dead now, but I think that would be a mistake.
Prince died.
Oh yeah, Prince. You know Prince died, bro?
What?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Prince has been dead for a while.
What's a while?
He OD'd basically on
What?
his crazy medicine. Yeah.
Like for longer than 5 years?
Yeah, Prince died in 2016. So it's been
Holy crap!
it'll be 6 years next month.
I wasn't a fan of Prince, so
He had a good purple rain.
I was a fan of anyone that's skilled, I should say, but I
Yeah.
wasn't a fan. I guess I wasn't a fan enough to know that he died. I didn't know he died.
Yeah. So it's funny because I didn't get to that one there, but
The other day, someone told me, "Hey, you heard Vin Diesel died?" I'm like, "No, he didn't."
well, you would know that one for sure.
And then he's like, "Really? That's I just read that." I'm like, "Listen, I follow a guy on Instagram. He didn't die." So like, I knew Vin Diesel didn't die, but not Prince.
Let's see. Daniel's Hot Topics. Ever heard the rumor that last year the rumor was that there was a war in the Continuum and Q may have lost his family and now he is dark and pissed. Yeah, he's got a kid for sure. Right?
Yeah.
That's a good point. What else we got here?
BJ said, "What do you guys think of yesterday's Enterprise comment? Another similar comment to fourth wall? I don't know what you're talking about."
Well, yeah. So he mentioned yesterday's Enterprise because that was the moment where they went, everything changed. Remember? Now Q wasn't a part of that episode, which is interesting. So in yesterday's Enterprise, they actually that's when Whoopi noticed that there was a change, and we ended up with a militant.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? But what's funny is it is fourth wall because, of course, they didn't call it yesterday's Enterprise in that episode, but that was the name of the episode.
right. He also said, "In a Mirror Darkly."
He did say that too, which was another episode.
Right. Which was
in
an episode
Enterprise.
that who worked on? The showrunner.
The showrunner for Terry Matalas. So that is something that we haven't really talked about, and we probably should, is that Terry Matalas, because he's done these mirror universe episodes, he's an expert. And so the fact that he's doing this here, it just kind of all makes sense. And I love that it's tied to, Enterprise and Picard. You got old Trek, new Trek, and there's this nice merging of ideas.
Oh, yeah. John Burns, like Dave Bautista's love interest in Army of the Dead. Okay, so he's saying that because he's right. Eleanor's girlfriend plot dumps, explains everything, and
Right.
then immediately dies. I thought that was super convenient, but I'm okay with it. Who wants to be dragging that chick around?
No, it was an opportunity to forward the plot and not have to keep a character. And I don't think of that as a bad thing as long as I don't have a vested interest in him.
Right.
Anyone else want a Captain Rio show? So I brought up that one earlier. I don't know what it is. I really like Captain Rios' character.
Yeah, so do I.
I'm not sure why I like him yet. I don't know if it's because he's kind of cavalier. I don't know if I'm not exactly sure why. I'm going to need more time to figure it out, but I do like his character.
I just like him. I want to see I want to see a Stargazer TV show.
I want to have a beer with him, and I don't even drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love if when Picard ended, if there was a new show about the Stargazer with the Captain Rios crew.
That'd be cool.
You know, why don't you keep 7 and 9 on? Why not?
Keep 7 of 9. Yeah.
Archmage Phrase said, "I'm betting the Watchers might be related to the Traveler."
Oh, that would be interesting.
That might be interesting.
Yeah, and maybe we'll see Wesley Crusher. No, he's too busy doing.
No.
We don't want that version
Stop.
of Wesley Crusher.
But you need to remove that out of the universe. Recall what you just said.
I'm sorry. I'm a bubble.
Thank you.
Okay, is that better?
No Wesley Crusher, no Will Wheaton in Picard.
Will Wheaton. There's something. What's wrong with Will Wheaton?
I don't want to say I hate someone unless I want that person to die. So I'm going to say I thoroughly dislike that person.
Yeah, I mean, I want to. Let me try to do a little thing here. Okay. It's so great to see you. Remember we did show together? You know, every time he gets on with somebody he was on with before. Remember when we were like acting together? He sounds so desperate.
Oh, you know what? There's another reason why we dislike him. He removed our store from Reddit 12 years ago.
Shut up. I forgot about that.
He did.
You're right.
Okay. I just remembered that. Okay.
You're right.
So I sort of liked him in Big Bang Theory.
You
sort
are
of.
right.
But then I got this massive hate for this dude or dislike for this guy because Shay and I, we before we started YouTube, we were doing this business and we had a store on Reddit. Shay and I's store was on Reddit and it was our first business. We were doing really well. We were selling awesome merchandise.
And the Reddit store was incredible, man.
And Reddit store was incredible.
It was popping. People were buying from there.
Yeah, Reddit no longer has a store, but at the time they had a store, and you can set up your own store and sell stuff. And people loved our stuff. And Will freaking Wheaton, it was him. It was him. He actually emailed too to rub the salt in our wounds. Had all of our products removed.
I totally forgot about that.
All of them, not because they were Will Wheaton products, but because they were Star Trek products. We were selling cool. It wasn't like Star Trek the logo. We were selling like art based on Star Trek, like stars and ships and crazy cool stuff. And this dude was like, "I'm the only person that can sell Star Trek themed things here. Remove them." And Reddit, being Star Trek because he's Will freaking Wheaton, said, "Oh, trademark violation," and removed all of our stuff overnight. And this guy emailed us and rubbed the salt in our wounds. Oh, yeah. Screw him.
Yeah, we don't like Will Wheaton. Now we hate him.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Oh, that's why I don't like him.
And you know what? Karma is a bitch.
And he's so whiny, dude.
Let me just say,
shut up, Wesley.
Things did not go well for him after that. So, you know what? Thanks for putting bad karma out there, Will.
Yeah, Will. I'm pretty sure we have more followers than you do.
I forgot about that show.
Oh, God, I completely forgot about that. You know what? Oh, man.
We've been doing stuff for so long.
Yeah,
we've dealt with a lot of people.
We've been doing this for a long time. On the flip note of that, you know who's super cool that also doesn't work very much, but you should like him? Orlando freaking Jones.
Oh, yeah, awesome. Orlando's awesome.
He took us to Comic-Con with him. What a nice dude, man.
He's a nice guy. You probably remember him from 7-Up commercials and
yeah, he did a lot of 7-Up.
He did a lot of stuff.
So Archmage also said Picard could have asked someone to go with him. No, go get him a sword. That would have been. That would have
bought some time. Good call, Archmage.
That's two.
Maybe you should be writing.
Yeah, he was supposed to cut her head off, right?
He was supposed to cut her. I thought. I mean, that's what he does, right?
Yeah,
but
on Eradication.
For whatever reason, he pulled out a phaser, and he's like,
To
I ain't
be
cutting.
honest, Eradication Day sounds, it's like a little too on the nose. Like I knew it was something really gnarly. Like the second they said Eradication Day, I was like, oh, okay, it's something to do with genocide or public death, I'm sure.
Which is cool. Well, I mean, it's kind of, it goes with the flavor of what's happening.
Yeah, I guess if everyone no longer cares anymore about, if they're so numb to it that they're like, oh, this is the normal, then I guess it wouldn't be a bad thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if Allison Pill ends up being a Borg queen. You know, John, you're onto something there. I feel like, and we saw from the clips, you know, we're theorizing that she's going to be either the Borg queen will get inside of her somehow, or she'll be assimilated in some way. I'm not exactly sure, but something's going to happen where she's in a red dress walking down Los Angeles in 2024. So,
well, that'd be cool. I actually like that actress too. I thoroughly hated her character in season 1.
Allison Pill?
Allison, no, you're talking
Girardi?
Girardi.
Yeah. Her name's Allison Pill, the actor.
Girardi. Yeah, they're gonna save a lot of money walking around present day Los Angeles. That's true. Actually, no. That's untrue. If you've been to Los Angeles, you know.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
That the cleaning fees alone, right? Just cleaning the streets that they're filming on is going to cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, good luck pushing out them homeless people, man.
Listen, I am not even making a joke right now.
Right.
Drive through downtown LA right now, and you tell me what you see. On your left, homeless people. On your right, dirty mattresses and piles of garbage. In the center divider, more tents and dirty crap.
Yeah.
And all the people that were selling oranges and flowers, oh, they're gone. But what did they leave behind? Oh, get rid of the people trying to make a living, but leave all the crap they had there sitting on the off-ramp. There's giant carts and just garbage. It is like driving through a dumpster.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous
really bad.
how gross it is down there.
And what's terrible is, see, that they have to show 2024 in as a clean and okay place, because the bad stuff is supposed to occur after the event takes place.
Right.
So they won't want to show a bunch of homeless people and a bunch of stuff. And that's what downtown LA is full of. So it'll be interesting to see what they choose to shoot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true. I'm going to consider it all. Listen, hey, so the cleaning cost is going to be, well, let's just say this, Alec. I think it might be easier for us to CGI all the trash out of the shot
than to pay for it.
Can we just shoot this Los Angeles on a green screen? Is that an option?
Nice.
Because we can't. It's really hard for us to stop the homeless from stealing our cameras. I mean, it's never ending. It's like the Attack of the Living Dead in downtown LA.
It's really bad.
Los Angeles is a disaster. Oh my God, it's so bad.
Maria with Tea and Telly, thank you for the subscription.
Who else? John Burns, as the EMH might say, some magnesium chloride for a literal shot of salt in the wound. Yeah, that was Wesley. Wesley, is it magnesium chloride or would it be sodium citrate? No,
okay.
Calcium carbonate, probably.
Yeah, Terry is here to improve Trek, we hope. That's right. We want Terry Metalis to improve Trek.
Yeah, they have to CGI all the dirty mattresses out of the street.
It's disgusting.
It's so bad. You guys, there is human feces on the floor in Los Angeles. It's like, I was going to say it's almost as bad as San Francisco, but then you see all the shots of San Francisco where they're like sweeping up barrels and barrels of syringes off the street.
Yeah, all the syringes.
I've never been to San Francisco, so I can't comment, but I've been to LA recently, and it's rough, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, the EMH, the emergency medical hologram. I love Robert Picardo, even though I hate his politics. Yeah.
Prince would jump from a stage with 15 feet up wearing heels, really?
Dude's crazy, man.
Respect. Yeah. That's all I gotta say. Respect.
You know, it's funny. He and Michael Jackson didn't like each other either. Michael got him into the spotlight.
Really?
Yeah, but ended up Prince didn't really like Michael.
No joke. Hey, Maria with T and Telly. How do I recognize that name from somewhere?
Because we did a interview with her. That is Tinkerbell.
Oh yeah, she worked on the Orville stuff
Yeah. Oh, she worked on Star Trek stuff.
or Star Trek stuff. Yeah, that's right.
She has a great story too. Okay,
Oh,
so what do
wait,
we do
there's
next?
a Harry Kim comment. I'm sorry, we have to go find that real quick. Where's the Harry Kim comment?
He says we need to have a Harry Kim on the Orville.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. I thought you were mentioning that Harry Kim would still be in Star Trek in this timeline, but he's still an ensign.
Oh my gosh.
I want to see a reference to Harry Kim at some point. Like, maybe he traveled in time a couple times. What if they reference him in some way, and on the screen it still says Ensign Kim.
Ensign Kim, that'd be great. Well, they did have a USS Janeway in this episode.
Ah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, I love that General Cisco.
It was great.
Doll, man. I love that.
Yeah.
Although I know we're never gonna see Cisco ever again in Star Trek because the actor that plays him is
Crazy.
yeah, he's nuts, right?
Yeah. So
I don't want to say anything mean about the guy, but he seems like he's like
well, I mean, when you saw from the Captain's documentary, he was just not able to work with William Shatner at all on that. So he just kept. It was weird. Remember there at the piano, and he's like sing song, and it was just very odd. So
yeah.
But they did mention 3 captains in this episode alone. So we got Kirk, we've got Janeway, and we got Cisco.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So someone said that Spock might still be alive in this universe.
Sarek. He said, well, Spock.
Because they killed Sarek in front of his son. That means Spock is still on Vulcan.
Yeah, likely. Yeah, he's probably still alive. Or at least, well, he would be very old at this point. But he could be alive, yeah.
Yeah, he would be very old, right? Yeah, because even in the Kelvin universe, he was super old.
I mean, he could still be alive.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, we're not going to see him, obviously, because Leonard Nimoy's not with us, but...
You guys haven't done anything with Maria, with T and Tilly. We didn't?
We didn't?
I thought we did.
I might be getting the names mixed up.
Why do I recognize the name? PJ, you got to help me out.
Because you've seen her on something else.
Was I on stream with her at some point?
Probably on an Orville stream.
I must have been on Orville stream.
I don't know. We know a lot of people.
Yeah, so
We're glad you're here.
I must recognize her from a stream with you, PJ. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to see Jake Sisko. Oh yeah, we might see Jake Sisko. Oh,
You could see Jake
oh,
Sisko.
snaps. I actually was on a stream with that actor once too. He's doing like YouTube streams, dude.
Hmm.
His name is Sirach Lofton. He's still active.
You know what you could actually do? You could get from the Orville. We could get what's his name to come back because he played in Star Trek as a kid.
Yeah, it's true.
Scott Grimes could be his character grown up.
Dude, Sirach Lofton, who plays Jake, he also played Jacob in the Star Trek Renegades, the fan series that they made.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it's not as IMDb, but I can totally see them keeping that off the IMDb as like a throwaway, as like a member berry or something. Oh, yeah. She's PJ's co-host. That's how I recognize her.
I told you.
Told you, man. I told you. I told you it was a stream.
No, I told you she was on with PJ.
You're right. And he's doing, so Sirach is doing a YouTube channel. Cool. All right. Well, that's enough about Picard. Here's the deal. We are because we're doing a show every Friday, it sort of works out perfectly that the show airs on Thursday and we get to talk about Picard the following day.
Yep.
Which is exactly how this show started 2 or 3 years ago when Orville was airing on Thursday. We started doing the Orville Pickup Party on Friday. So we'll do the same thing for Picard.
Yeah, and if you didn't know, FNPP, because you see it in the social media stuff, is Friday Night Pickle Party. So,
right, Friday night pickle party. Okay.
Oh, let's see. John Burns says, "Did you see my Doctor Strange comment way above?" Let's see.
I didn't see it. Anyways, if you're watching this segment right now, hit that subscribe button on the way to the comment section to leave a comment on what you think about Picard Season 2. And we're going to move on from this topic.
Yeah.